And Boundaries Commission IEBC maintains that it only transmitted copies it received from the BBI promoters to county assemblies for debate. The commission was reacting to claims that only 13 county assemblies debated the correct bill. However, a section of constitutional lawyers believe that the errors can be amended, as Musa Salah now reports.
Tomorrow at 9:30 a.m.
New reports that about 34 county assemblies debated on and processed an erroneous BBI bill that made reference to non-existent articles in the Constitution has sparked debate in the political arena, pundits questioning the legality of the bill before the august House, threatening the push for a referendum. Discrepancies between the bill taken to the Senate and the National Assembly indicate the two houses were given different documents. The Joint Legal Affairs Committee, which is looking into the BBI bill, has established the bicameral parliament has received two versions of the bill with marginal and typographical errors. A scrutiny report of the bill forwarded to the two houses by constitutional experts Professor Patricia Mbote and Dr. Collins Odote notes that the bill submitted to the Senate by the MCAs gives reference to Clause 2 of Article 97B of the Constitution, while the one presented to the National Assembly gives reference to Clause 3 of the same article. The Professor Patricia Mbote-led experts noted that the members of county assemblies ought to have quoted Clause 2 as there is no Clause 3 in Article 97 of the Constitution. In a statement to newsrooms, IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati claims that the Commission only transmitted to the counties 47 out of the 57 copies of the bill it received from the BBI promoters.
Only one document was sent to IEBC, and IEBC was the one responsible for sending the document out. And the document that we know was voted on is the one that was sent by IEBC. If there were other people who downloaded it from the online and the rest, then you may have done a draft much earlier.
However, legal experts have agreed with the JLAC's resolution to amend the errors before it is debated in Parliament. Lawyer Paul Mwangi, who was a joint secretary in the process, asked Parliament to proceed as planned, claiming that the Constitution allows the Attorney General to correct the grammatical errors made in writing laws. His counterpart Kamotho Waiganjo holding that the mistakes can be changed as long as they do not alter fundamental laws in the Constitution.
These sorts of things can happen. They shouldn't, but they can happen. And when they do, unless the intentions of the law are not clear, unless there's a confusion as to the intent of the law, those typographical errors should be corrected by the Attorney General before the bill, once the bill is passed, or because it needs to be, by the time it goes to the president for assent or thereafter, it needs to be corrected because issues are typographical.
Musa Salah, TV 47.
Still in politics, and members of parliament allied to Deputy President William Ruto from